all of a sudden the meters started talking to each other. And then they stopped talking to each other. Okay.
Okay.
That's different. I'm gonna go, that's very different. Anybody here?
Hello? Hello?
It's hitting the sensor, but I don't...
It's making a weird noise.
Yeah, it's...
Creaky.
I don't know what's happening with that.
Are you here?
Yeah, it's all different. I've seen stuff walking around in there.
I know. Out of the corner of my eye, I keep saying. Oh.
Okay.
Really?
Certainly no orbs near it.
Can you stop that?
Can you please stop touching the meter? Thank you. I'll be back to talk to you in a minute. Oh, okay. Patience is a virtue.
Patience. Can you please stop that now?
I'm just gonna pick it up and move it. It really pisses it off. Hey!
Get that. That's good.
And just started doing
That
it.
means something's touching the antenna. Is there any possibility that that is interfering with it? Just want to debunk.
Yeah, but it was there the whole entire time and then it started doing it. You scared it away.
Well, just...
Now it's you. That was
me, yeah. And now that's cleaner if it goes off again. Can you do that again?
Just temp sensor.
Yeah.
No, you walked right through it and then it took off.
Well, I don't like the fact that there was essentially another steel antenna right next to it.
That's true.
That. I don't like that at all.
But then suddenly it just goes off after it's been sitting there for a few minutes?
Yeah. But if it does it again, then I'm happier. I'm sorry, I'm turning into the group skeptic. You're gonna have to fire me. If you're skeptical and then you get the evidence that you are happy with, that's much cleaner paranormal to me. Getting some temperature readings and there's no AC vent. There is one, but it's off.
Well, I was underneath the thing.
And I can validate temperature reading on this as well, so I can validate that that's...
Alright.
Bleeping?
You see? Nothing.
I know.
The thing right here
For the AC not
wasn't
being on in
affecting
here.
it. You have to get close. You have to get that close. But it was also sitting there the whole time. And then it decided to start going on. And there's nothing near it.
Are we getting REM Pod hits again?
We are.
Nice.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Now that I can't explain necessarily.
Really?
What do you got? What?
They're good hits.
What's the deal on that?
What's going on now?
What on earth?
There you go.
Can you stop that nonsense, please?
No. Hold on, don't stop yet. I want to stop it first.
Well, have you ever seen it do that before? And
Can you quit it? Don't drain my REM pod. Please.
don't do it.
Thank you for acknowledging that you're here. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Can you stop it
If
now?
you are the little old lady, can you change the color? Or if you're the guy from the garage, can you do something else? Like stop it.
Please?
Stop. Oh, it stopped for
It stopped for a second. So you're the guy from the garage?
You need help?
It stopped for a second. So you need help. I will help you, but I want you to back off and not drain my meter for
Don't
me.
drain the meter. Simmer down, it's okay.
I'm going to reset it, okay? Thank you for doing this. Thank you. Thank you.
That was a little excessive.
I'm a lot happier with that, getting that footage with the basket away from it.
Yeah. No, that was a trip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to look at all the things around it.
There's nothing that...
There's nothing that would do that.
There's no headphone. The kids' headphones.
The headphones is right here.
But
they're
turned off.
They were there the whole time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they've been here the whole time.
No.
Yep.
I don't think I don't even have an alarm clock.
No. And the fact that it went, then it stopped, then it started again, that's really weird.
What the REM Pod stands for,
That's nice and weird.
Nice and weird, Wade.
So instead of these meters detect an electromagnetic field, What the REM pod does, reverse electromagnetic, it creates an electromagnetic field. And then if anything, literally almost like a force field around it that you can't see, it generates electromagnetic energy, and if something breaks that line, breaks that energy, it causes it to go off.
Like that.
And it's only, as you can see, it's only very close around it that you break that.
Yeah, you have to get.
So it was like touching it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you have to get within the circle basically to set it off. And so that's how that works. That's what REM pod stands for, reverse electromagnetic.
Well,
Thank you very much. We'll help you. Don't you worry.
Not to worry.
We'll help you out.
This time
No.
it's going off.
Huh.
That's very odd.
That's very odd.
We're all sleeping.
Sleeping.
It's a very good energy.
Good.
I like the energy on
Yeah.
this. Yeah, we were actually in here, and I was kind of feeling.
We were kind of
sort
going,
Yeah, it was sort of strange. I didn't really get any reading. Well, temperature, but I wasn't getting a whole lot of readings in here. But it feels kind of like I don't know. It feels sort of watched a little
Yeah,
bit.
Yeah, the
Someone
K2
watches
was
us.
going off right outside the door
Yeah, but that could just be. You know, all the dead are like, hey,
But-
what are you guys doing? How you going? They don't know about boundaries. They need to learn boundaries.
yeah.
that's for sure.
here. Yeah.
Learn some boundaries.
That's
That
typical.
felt nice sharp head pain and
Yeah.
K2.
Yeah.
Off
And
that. That's
very
interesting.
sharp head pain and really.
I'm gonna do a quick tri-field walkthrough, and then we'll get outside. I was turning a little fast with it.
Yeah, no, this is.
I'm just getting some spikes on thresholds in this house, which is interesting. We're set to magnetic, just so you can see, which filters out electricity. Nothing in the tub, believe it or not. We've gotten readings in the tub before. Wow. See, and the K2 was going off right here too a lot. Hits at the threshold to the bedroom door. Again. We got the REM pod sitting right there. Just really kind of sporadic. That was a, see, I'm trying to move it just as fast and it doesn't do that. That was a pretty good spike. Just sporadic spikes. Not real sure why. Especially on the threshold of the bedroom. Just keep getting right here in the hallway. Just sporadic hits, like right there. Just sporadic hits, like all the way up to 10, even 25 on this, just for no reason. But it's sporadic and it's hard to duplicate. It seems to be around thresholds.
Things are walking around.
Yeah, so I did
So
document that.
this house was, my grandfather died, they lived in Somerset.
Oh yeah.
And then my grandma bought this house because it was too much for her to take care of after my
Yeah.
grandfather died.
Right.
And then she moved here, I think it was about a year.
like a year old.
Yeah, so it was probably about a year and a half after he passed away. And so when she moved in here, and she never believed in spirits or anything like that, she was very just, she thought it was him, I don't know, I think so too, but
Yeah.
he would hit her bed, like, and he was a teaser.
Ah.
So she said, Jean, leave me alone, this isn't funny. And then he
just-
left her alone.
He just wanted her to know
Oh,
that,
yeah.
you know, he was still with her and he wanted to give her that comfort, and she wasn't amused.
She wasn't.
Yeah.
Stop
There's
haunting
some
me.
spikes on the tri-field. The highest it went is 10. It's just sporadic.
And
So-
it's ironic, now she's wandering around your place. She's like, well, hey, I figured out how to do it, so why not?
Why not hanging around?
And she's really not a problem.
Yeah, no,
She's real gentle.
Well, you know, before she passed away, I had told
setting
her,
up another one of the meters.
Yep.
I told her, take anything with you, any spirits, piggyback them to heaven with you, Grandma. And they left us alone for a little bit,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, well, she didn't know about that
She didn't know about that.
issue.
yeah,
so.
she was already pretty gone, Alzheimer's.
Felt that confusion thing.
Yeah.
And I used to make her sort buttons to keep her occupied. So
It was
I was
all
seeing
about.
her like messing with a bunch of little things. I'm like, what are you doing?
Sit in this chair, and I just have a thing of buttons so she wouldn't get so antsy.
Yeah, or
She
wander
got
off.
flushed. I'd say, it's for work, Grandma, do it. And she
Well, that's
Something to focus on because it's so hard to focus on stuff
Yeah.
when
That's rather validating. Yeah, she's messing with.
Sorting buttons.
I don't know what you're doing, but you're messing with a lot of things.
Yeah.
Just screwing with stuff.
In that closet, I had the buttons in there. One day I went in there and just fell.
It was
After she passed, so she might have been like,
She was,
sort your own buttons, girl.
or either that, or she was trying to sort them still.
Could have been.
Yeah, or just to kind of validate
That's
that her
super
presence was
interesting, yeah.
with you. You know that it's. I don't feel she's stuck or earthbound or anything. I think she's just fine, but she was probably trying to give you these little signs of validation to let you know she's fine, she's doing good. But she's trying to give you these little tidbits, just minor little things.
feeling that guy from next door.
Yeah, he's rather intense.
Really intense.
There's a level of intensity with him of desperation, and
It's a big crowd.
don't worry, I will help. Just talk to him. We're going to help you, okay?
He's just
Can you hold on a moment?
Patience.
I know you've been waiting a while.
When did he?
Last year, maybe
No,
2
it
years
was
ago.
2 years.
A year and a half, maybe.
It was
Oh,
like
okay.
maybe our first or second year, or it was like our second year.
Second year.
I see like flip flops. I keep seeing flip flops. I keep seeing flip flops. I don't know why. Lots and lots of flip flops.
Go to the beach.
I know. I see a lot of random, very. My gift works in a way that I see just hodgepodge like flashcards and different images and different shapes, colors, places of all these things, and I have to sit there and try to
Pick through 'em?
weave it together, like connect the dots.
Gosh.
It is so annoying.
I bet.
And okay. But the good thing usually is that I will see enough relevant images that connect together, and then usually whomever I'm working with are like, oh well, that makes sense. That makes sense. You know, they can understand the randomness, because for me it means nothing. I see a little lady messing in a little thing. That means absolutely nothing to me. It means something to you, and so that's where it kind of gets the relevance, is that I'm seeing the most abstract. I felt that horrible pressure in my neck, and I'm like,
Right.
why? I feel like I'm choking to death. Why do I feel this way? It made sense to you because, like, okay, well, by the way, the guy hung himself. Okay, these things all line up together.
Connect the dots.
Yeah, for me, it's just like I have no
Random
clue.
factoids.
Yeah, it's all just random flying into my face, coming from different directions. I'm like, okay, I just got to sort it into like little bins, you know, and try to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so
There was
together we figure it out.
Yeah.
So there's actually been 3 deaths in this house. Duplex area. Well, connected with them because that guy, my grandma, which is recent,
And she died. She died here.
in the back bedroom.
Okay.
On hospice.
Yeah.
And then another elderly lady before my grandma also
Maybe that's
passed
the
away in
other,
that.
the other lady that I was feeling besides, because I felt more than one gal.
And I think I think she might have had pancreatic
cancer.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I'm just trying to
Maybe.
remember what my grandma had said.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she also passed away
Okay.
back there, but also in hospice.
So maybe I'm feeling the pair of them. Obviously, the guy from next door, he's
He's I think is strong because.
yeah.
And then also, you asked if we had the house blessed before. We didn't, but we did have my grandma blessed. You know, when she was passing, we had
Good.
Last rites.
That's probably why she's totally transitioned and has no issues. She's all good and happy, but it doesn't mean that she doesn't want to come back and check on you.
Right.
Peeking, yeah.
We get guardian angels. We get people that want to look in after us, and you know they get a day pass or whatever.
Yeah, why not?
And you know my grandma's assigned to me. She's like, well, this is what I want to do. Is an angel over there. I'd like to look out on this person. So it sounds like you've probably got that going on, but that guy over there is so loud that grandma can't fix everything.
Yeah.
She can't take care of all of it, and it's more or less he's thinking, well, why can't you do it?
Yeah.
And
Sadie.
and you're like, okay, but I'm not ready. Hello.
Like, stop yelling at me. Maybe I'll,
Get the freaking memo. I'm not ready for this.
I'm not trained.
Can I tell you a story about her? How
Yeah,
we actually had.
I think that would be fine. I feel like I validated and felt enough relevant things. I mean,
I'm just gonna go in the backyard with the meters at one point.
yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, in a minute. That's fine.
If you wanted to know about the backyard, we had it's kind of like an urban legend or like a story about the drain demon. It's a little kid who got stuck in the drain with its hair and drowned down there, and so everyone gets scared to go in the deep end, and if you go too deep, it'll grab your hair and pull you in.
in this pool?
That's my cousins always said it was in this pool, but
Well, urban legends are,
Yeah.
sometimes they're based in a little like something's leaking over from that house across the thing. But yeah, what other kind of things are going on? You're feeling, seeing,
So-
what do you know?
When I was pregnant with her, I never really had any kind of experiences. My mom was very intuitive with it, and she's always had experiences since I've been a kid. But she passed away, and on her birthday, my sister and I and my aunt went for a reading, and she came and she was talking a lot about my sister, and then she said about my daughter was just like her. And so that kind of came true. But before all of that, when I was pregnant with Sadie, I felt something very heavy, and I couldn't get up to go to the bathroom, and it was very scary for me. And after I had her, a lot of problems arose, and I had her in her swing in front of this den at this house, and she stopped breathing.
Uh-oh.
And I freaked out. She was
Oh my
blue,
God.
turning blue. It was just weird, and I picked her up. Nothing was wrong with her. I took her to the hospital. Nothing.
Jeez.
Well, later on, this girl, she was a little younger than me at the time, she comes wandering to my house and said that her baby brother passed away in that den of SIDS years and years prior to that.
Oh,
And so I
dang.
think, like, when I was
She was empathing it at that age.
yeah,
Oh,
Wow.
in my womb,
Yeah.
I felt it, and it was like,
You were carrying a
Wow.
little medium.
Hello, Lighthouse.
so that was when it all began.
Okay.
And so she's kind of just fought it ever since she's been here.
Here's where it kind of susses out, is that you cannot deny or stop your gift, but you can turn the volume way the heck down for a while so you can manage it. It does not have to rule your life. No, you can't erase it. No, you can't get rid of it. And if you try to fully just full block it, it'll actually hit you harder and hurt you and be worse. If you just acknowledge the fact that you're gifted a little bit and just say, okay, I'm going to stay in my bubble for now. I'm going to learn to meditate for now. I'm not going to really explore this gift until I'm a little older. That's acceptable to do. You can do it on your own time and your own terms, but don't fully deny it. Don't lock it out altogether, because otherwise,
And definitely don't be afraid.
yeah,
It's
and
like,
don't be afraid. It's actually a blessing. It's a divine blessing. It's a gift. But you don't have to open it all the way right now. But if you think you're going to get rid of it or ignore it altogether, I have news for you. If you say, no, it's not true, it's not true, and you really try to just shut it all the way out, they get louder. I'm sure you probably noticed that. So if
Yeah.
you're just like, okay, I acknowledge, but I'm not ready, please back off, that is something the universe and the spirit world understands better. And there are different techniques of, like I'm going to send you guys that grounding thing, but there's a lot of protective techniques, like I said, the crystals, the stones. So it's more about empowerment. It's more about knowing you are in control, that you are in charge. Thank you for agreeing with me.
Thank you.
I know that's Grandma. She's agreeing with me. And it's, see? She agrees. And so, it's not a bad thing. It's not a negative thing to be gifted, but it also, you can do it safely, and you can do it within your own faith base. It doesn't have to be negative in any way, shape, or form. I find myself to be a divine conduit. I just let myself, receive what I need to receive to help and heal other people. Then I don't hold on to any of it that doesn't belong to me. And if I'm not feeling well and I can't receive energy or information from the dead, I do tell them that, sorry, take a number, you're going to have to go out in the waiting room.
off duty today.
I'm off duty. This is my space. And you are absolutely entitled to do that.
Heck yeah.
At any time you want. Thank you for agreeing. Calm down. I don't get intimidated by the What are some of, the main experiences that you've had that are the most profound to you?
I always see this black figure in my room. Sometimes I'll wake up out of a dead sleep with an anxiety attack, and I'll just see it running around my room.
Yeah.
I actually call it a gnome because it was so short. It was maybe about his height, and it would always stand right next to his bed, and then it would when I look at it, it would disappear.
That little boy out there.
One time I had a friend sleep over, and I was sleeping in the bunk bed, and she was sleeping in my bed, and we heard a little kid laugh from right underneath the bunk, and then it started messing with us. We would see stuff moving outside of my door because there's that big slit in the middle, and then we were really really scared, but then eventually we went back to sleep and we saw fingers coming through the door, like trying to open it.
Well, that's great. That's just great.
I've been in this house since I was like really little, and I've always been afraid of this hallway right here, and as soon as I got to the bathroom, I'd run.
Oh.
And I had a dream about this lady who, there was no bathroom door, it was just a wall, and there was a lady's head who would always look at that part of the wall, just calling it. Well, that's when I thought it was a lady with no head, but it's just a head.
You know, I'm wondering if, I mean, obviously you've just been gifted forever, so you're just getting random floaters and random things coming in, popping in some stuff. So I'm thinking, based on some of the stuff we've seen so far, some of the meters going off in weird places, I'll have to go retrieve the REM pod in a minute.
Yeah.
And just, obviously your experiences, you're seeing shadow figures, you're seeing...
I've never not seen a whole bucket.
Yeah.
Always full.
Yeah, you're seeing all of this random stuff, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that you're gifted. A lot of it is that, and that's not something that I can take away. I can't make your lives paranormal free, but we can turn that volume from 10 down to maybe 2.
Yeah.
You know, so it's more what we would call manageable. Teach you some techniques to keep the boundaries up, and sort of keep the house more or less. If there's any spirits here, they would just be family spirits instead of everybody walking in, you know, like it's 7-Eleven or something. You know, it's that's where I think that's where we're having the issue. And some of them, they don't belong here at all, in any way, shape, or form. They just sort of like you because you're a beacon.
You can see them.
Yeah, and you can see them and you can sense them, and I know you want to shut the gift off, but you can't.
I was really excited about it when I first found out about it, and then someone put it in my head that I'd get possessed. So
That's not true.
No, that was you.
No, it wasn't.
You said, "Be careful, or you'll get like Emily Rose."
Well,
Whoops.
here's the thing. The way you would get taken over by a spirit is if you have really bad practices, like you bring out like the Ouija board and you could get a negative attachment. Full-on possession is rather rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're not doing irresponsible practices, just being a medium is not a prerequisite thing. It's like, oh, well, you're automatically probably going to get possessed someday. No, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Most of the people getting jumped by energies aren't gifted at all. They're just a little bit sensitive, or something's going on, and a spirit sees them as vulnerable in some way. It's more or less how that kind of stuff goes on. Either they're doing unsafe paranormal practices, or they have a health issue, or they're sometimes children or elderly. Yeah, that can happen where they have a vulnerability in some way, shape, or form. But just being a medium in and of itself is not the thing.
No.
But not being grounded and not being bubbled can leave you at risk for any kind of attachment. It doesn't have to be actual possession, but just energies that are siphoning off of you and sucking out of you. That is something that can happen as a medium.
I think there might be something attached to me. I went to a friend's house over the summer, and she had a Ouija board and she wanted to play it. I've been told since I was little.
Don't play with something.
So I was like so adamant about not touching it, but she played it and it kept trying to talk to me.
Because you're gifted and it wanted to draw you in.
Yeah.
I don't see a lot of
And it said it knew me since back when we lived on a street called Sherwin, and then it spelt it out, like it spelled out the name.
They know things. It doesn't mean that they are that who they say
And
they
it
are.
said when I was like little, I drew it, and I spelled so many things when I was little. So.
Well, you are in tune with the other side, and that's the problem. Like you've been this open conduit for a long time. Now it's time to learn ways to keep yourself safe. And I will absolutely bless and anoint all of you and get you guys cleared of any energy that doesn't belong on you, and get you kind of reset. And then you guys can learn to keep yourselves protected. Any type of spirit communication. I mean, we run spirit box and stuff, that's spirit communication, but it's all about vibration, it's all about control, and it's all about who's doing what. And, a lot of the time, it's teenagers messing with those boards, they don't have any protocol, they don't know what they're doing, and they're just leaving it open, and they're letting every spirit, and usually the low vibration spirits are most attracted to that. Like, the Ouija board is kind of like the seedy motel in, kind of sort of in a weird neighborhood, and 3 a.m, you leave your spirit boxes and stuff like that, and that's more like, Holiday Inn Express. It's, it's nice, it's comfortable, that there's going to be a
More discerning.
And then you talk to a medium, and now you're you're at the 5-star hotel and you have the little chocolate on the pillow and there's safety and it's comfortable. It's all about vibrational levels and safety protocols. People might be experts in the field with all of these different layers, but I've never seen really it ever work out well. With even people who try to to say, oh, I'm going to boot a spirit box, that's still not a good idea for somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. It's a better vibration, but don't go dabbling with anything, anywhere, in any way, shape, or form if you don't know what you're doing, ever. And if you're gifted, you are more, in a way, receptive to both sides of energy, the light and the dark sides of the energy. So you have to be more protected and more mindful and more grounded. Just going to malls can be hard.
Oh, yeah.
For a gifted person or an empathic person.
Most has a really hard time with crowds.
Really remind myself and be present and be aware that I'm going somewhere where there's going to be a lot of energy. I need to put my little disco ball on before I go there so I don't get totally emptied by the end of the night. And not just by the dead, but also by the living people.
Sure, living energy.
On terms of spirit communication, I have this book and it's called The Oracle, and basically you can ask it questions and you flip through it and it's like a fortune telling thing. But that kind of nailed that.
A little lower end, it's somewhere between tarot cards and Ouija boards.
And the problem with that is it was used and you don't know what other living person's energy has been deposited upon it. I wouldn't mind actually blessing it for you and sort of
making it inert anyway.
Making it inert, because I think that could be risky. I think that's a little too risky right now.
The part is that it's never been wrong about anything I've
Of course not.
Of course not.
Coming, whether it's already happened or it's going to happen, it's
No, I think it needs to be blessed.
Part of what we call the seduction and progressive entrapment. It gains your trust by telling you things that it couldn't possibly know, and then you do it more and more and more, and that process is called progressive entrapment.
Yep.
And then it
And that actually could be possession.
So
yes, it could.
Those are the very, very early stages. There's
I've had it for
oh, it doesn't matter how long you have it. What matters is how much you use it. It doesn't matter how long you've had it.
Well, it doesn't mean it's not reversible.
No, there's seduction, oppression, and possession, and you're not even in the early stages of seduction.
You're just having fun with it.
Yeah, but it's trying to get you there. So let me tell her something really good.
It'll trick you. It'll try to lie.
And so it's trying to lure you in. You're not in there, you're not even in the early stages, but it's trying to get you there.